yourself with a reality. It's a dream, aren't you? A dream reality. We're all a part of the answer to the meaning of it all. Come in and join us for the moment we call now. Rise up, join in, raise the whole vibration.
Yes, rise up, join in, raise the whole vibration. Damn it, do it with me, do it with love. Sorry, I got excited. I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm always excited to be here. This is my happy place. This is our happy place, right, Ninja Kitty? What's up, Ninja Kitty? Good to see you. It's Thursday night. It's August 7th. It's my sister's birthday. That means it is time for the live stream of consciousness, time for me to be in this place, in this moment, with full intention and focus, and hopefully you guys too. If you're here intentionally, thank you for being here, and just do me a favor, you know the routine, type in hashtag live, tickle the algorithm, let them know we're a community, that we're rising up, that we're raising the vibration. That's what hashtag raise the vibration. How about that? Make it more meaningful, more intention to it. Anyway, I'm here. I changed my settings real quick. I don't know if I sound any different to you guys. Let me just move this microphone in a little bit closer because I want to sage the space like I always do sonically and take a couple of deep breaths in together. Hopefully, I've been listening back and I feel like the recording, the StreamYard ducks out the sound a little bit, but I want you to hear the full sound of sage as we do this breathing in. So it's just going to be, count to 4, like 2, 3, 4 in, and feel it push out, like intentionally feel it push out. And we'll just do 3 breaths together, and that'll just center us. It'll sage the space, and it'll get us ready for the live stream of consciousness. So here we go. And the last one. And really push it out. All with intention. Just to focus the moment. Feels so good. Breathing. It keeps you alive. It's a little public, what is it? Public health announcement. Let me go in and just turn off my echo cancellation on the audio. If that sounded any better to you guys, let me know in the feedback if you heard it a little bit ringing through. If not, I'll listen back to the replay. Anyway, I see Tim Lorenz is out there. Hashtag live always. Living is wonderful. Anyway, tonight I'm excited. I've been struggling a little bit with the live stream of consciousness, and I'm careful with my words, and I don't mean struggling in such a bad way, but keeping up, right? My life has been getting a little hectic. I got married in Costa Rica a couple of weeks ago, and Janice moved in, and everything's going on. But I'm always here. I'm always happy to be here. And now I forgot what I was going to say about being here tonight. But I'm here, and we're doing it. Oh, I was talking about it's been rough to get guests scheduled, but I have some favorite people and some people that I really am looking forward to working with in the future. People who've been on the show who I didn't know before and now are part of my vortex, part of my reality, creating our own reality, right? Isn't that what we do? So we take the moments that happen, meeting somebody, having an experience with somebody, and building on it, right? Intentionally. With awareness, with intention, and that's what's happening. So my guest tonight, you guys know as Niko Medium, who originally came from the Sacred Spiral Network, holding space, was on my show. We had so much fun. We did it again here at the live stream of consciousness. So now I'm bringing him back. We're talking about doing some cool stuff together, and we're just going to have another great episode. and conversation with him and Noah. So welcome back, returning champion, Niko Medium. What's going on?
Returning champion. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I admit I stole that from one of my favorite podcasters, Alex Ferrari. He said that when he was bringing the guests back, and I just thought it was such a great way to honor your guests and
That's good. That's
honor
right.
honor the space and the moment, right?
Yeah. I mean, your sound definitely changed when you changed your yeah.
Okay, and it was the bowl. Did it ring out? Were you able to hear it ringing
Yeah.
out as I made
Yeah.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
good, good, good.
Absolutely.
And it louder, lower. What was the change?
It's louder now and it's deeper.
It's louder and deeper now. Okay, is that good? Does it feel good? How's it feel?
Yeah. It feels good to me,
I
man.
just
Even
want to.
silence.
There you go. All good. All good. Ninja Kitty just started a new job, and getting up at 4:45 a.m. is a struggle. You know what? It's interesting that you said that because my guest Niko is in Greece, who's hours ahead of us, and it's 4 a.m. in Greece. So thank you, Niko, so much for being here,
My
giving us
pleasure.
your presence. And you are just. We had such a fun experience last time, the last couple of times that we spoke, and we've spoken a couple of times since then, and I always love speaking to you. It's really great, like in my theme song, which I want to redo, but it says rise up, join in, raise the vibration, and it's like that's what I feel like's been happening, right? Is like this tribe of people have been building around me of really like-minded, living from the heart, trying to raise the vibration, and live as a collective. So that's why you're here. That's why we're back. So how you been doing? What's been going on with you?
Been doing well. Hi, everybody, by the way. Hey, Miguel, good to see you. My fellow medium, my
Yes,
trance
Miguel's
medium buddy.
amazing.
I did enjoy the segment you two had together. That was beautiful. I watched that. It was
Thank you,
really
thank you.
nice.
Yeah, another reason I'm so grateful for this show and the people that I get to meet and spend time with and exchange energy with. It's like we all get to what's the word, edify each other's
Mhm.
essence. You know what I mean? It's really amazing. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's
And
good.
I,
Yeah.
and we were even talking about making some plans to come visit Greece, and I'm
Yes,
just,
whenever you want.
and I'm just saying it out loud because I want the universe to know I am serious, and the more I say it, the more the more it becomes reality. So
Greece is beautiful. I mean, I was swimming today. I have my nephew is visiting, so I have to play tour guide during the day. I really enjoy it. And whenever they're here and they visit, and I am playing the tour guide, I'm going on the island. I remember how beautiful this island is, and how beautiful Greece is, and organic food, and everything is so enjoyable. Greece is
that's
a
cool.
heaven
No,
on
that
earth.
and that's awesome that you get to, like, sometimes, like you said, you're living there every day and you start to take it for granted, and someone comes and visits
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, look how awesome I'm living. Look at this
yeah,
amazing reality that I'm creating. You know what I mean? And we've been talking a lot about that. And I love that idea that as long as you feel that way, that's going to be the truth for
yeah,
you, right? And I was talking to a friend today, and he was talking about these simple, like, adages, simple philosophies, right? Like, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right.
yeah,
Whatever you believe, that's what it is. And these are like simple ways to live, simple philosophies that are like without the woo woo, right? And they make so much sense. And if you just focus in on what they mean, it makes it so much easier, right?
it's easier when you're by yourself.
Mm,
Like when there's no tourists here in October, November, March, April, it's beautiful. It's
mm,
like my own private island,
mm,
and it's so
mm.
much easier to connect to the spirit because there's no distractions. It's when it's August and it's packed with a million tourists and horrible drivers and rude tourists, and this is when that humanness peaks again, and you're like, you just want to kill somebody. I'm not going to kill anybody, but I'm just
Right,
saying
right.
you just want to get back to them or yell at them or whatever. That's when you remember you're human, and that's when you're like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? It's a little bit more challenging to remain spiritual and centered and humbled and grateful. So
Yeah.
I am happy for that aspect. The beautiful beaches and the beautiful weather, that I enjoy all year round. So
Yeah.
even though I don't go to the beach all the time, I see it, and I don't take that for granted. I take for granted the fact that I'm still human.
Right.
And that's what's great about this is that I'm kind of getting little messages from my team, and I'm writing my third book now, and something about being humanist is in it. How when spirit works with you and you're working with spirit, it's very important to remember that we're not going to ever fully change. You're still going to have your trigger points. You're still going to have things that bother you because you still are human. But that's what makes this experience so much more powerful
Mm-hmm.
for the awareness in your oversoul
Mm-hmm.
that you are human and you are imperfect. And in this imperfectness, in this mixed bag of goods, you're awakening.
Right.
So it's even that much more profound for your soul's evolution than it is for you being human and having a spiritual remembrance. And
Right.
that's really
Totally.
amazing. That's really powerful.
I love what you're talking about, and it's great too. Like as you're getting older, and I feel like, instead of the word old, you use the word wise, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of are now more aware of how you're responding to situations, and the energy that you're putting in or not putting in, right? And intentionally. I love that. I think that's how we grow. That's how that's how we raise the vibration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like living, like you said, when there's lots of people around, there's a lot of influence of kind of just not really even paying attention to the moment, not
Yeah.
slowing down and just being in the moment. It's just like, it's just this hamster wheel, right? Of just like go, 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 go. So, that's the beauty of meditation and
Yeah.
spiritual practices that, like you said, bring you to yourself, a moment with yourself.
And then I also recognize that a moment to ourselves or becoming older and wiser, as you say, that also causes many to disengage from any situations or any people instinctively, immediately. Like I'm not dealing with it. I'm walking away, and that's fine for your own human evolution. But as a soul, disengaging is not what it's about. It's sitting there in the moment while all the chaos is around you,
Oh,
and in
interesting.
this
Yeah,
chaos,
yeah.
to find your light, to find your
Yes,
center, to know that how you react also affects everybody else around you on their journey.
totally,
And
totally.
especially if they're attacking you and calling you a fraud
Oh,
or a fake or a lunatic or a nut. It's like people just want to walk away from this. You're in the fire now, right? And you want to walk away from it. That's where the soul's growth is. You just stay centered. You have your light bright, and you just speak
right.
with love and kindness, and you're diffusing it with your truth. And that I'm realizing
Totally.
that even spiritual people, they don't do it that often. They'd rather walk away and just cancel it out. And
Yeah.
that's where the growth is, I believe.
I love what you're saying. You kind of, as you were saying it, I was thinking about an experience I had in Costa Rica with the ice bath, right? Where you're sitting in the ice bath and you're just, it's not a comfortable place to be, but
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna endure this. I'm gonna sit and go with it.
Yeah.
And that's really a great macrocosm of life and the way you can deal with things and really ascend, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and just kind of raise that vibration, live in a higher vibration. And once
Absolutely.
you start doing that, I think, then you just become an example, right? Other people see it and they're like, ooh, I want to be like that guy. And then, either they're drawn to you and they talk to you and you exchange ideas, or they just, find inspiration in it, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
We're,
Very
we're,
cool.
we're all a reflection of everybody else. We're all
I
souls.
love that 1,000,000%. I agree with that. What's up, Quiet Healer? Good to see you out there. So I'm excited because I know Noah was excited to come on and to really, Noah's really excited about connecting with people, I think, and it's really exciting to be a part of your journey with all of that, because it feels so good. Do you want to talk about like anything before we summon Noah. I don't know if that's the right word. Summon
Summon.
Noah, or you know.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's so funny. You know what I mean, though. Before we interact, before
you
we
know,
call him.
it's funny because I've been doing
I
I've
love that.
been fortunate enough to have my team or myself be on podcasts, and especially in America. Now, guys, I am American, so I'm from New York, so and I understand this. It's just that the Europeans and especially the Brits, they're a little bit more adept to understanding it, to opening up to it, to appreciating spirit. And the Americans are still very much, skeptical and questioning and what have you. And it's really funny because I'm on both sides of the spectrum. I grew up in America. I visited Europe. I visited Greece my whole life. Now that I live here, it's the same thing. Like, you could tell the American tourist guys, and I'm not trying to knock anybody because that's exactly who I was. They're the loudest ones, they're the ones that are having a blast, knocking things over, having a good time. I'm looking at them going, and I'm just remember saying that's exactly how I was.
Mhm.
So it's not that I'm any better, just like you notice what happens when you're not there anymore,
Exactly.
And this is where I'm understanding that especially with the American mindset, it's like I need some proof and I need to know what's going on and why is that possible and that's what I believe. Being rooted as in America, growing up with that same skepticism, it made it even that much more difficult for me to open up. And spirit was around me, so I was like 5-6 years old. They were always around me, so I know I was sensitive to the spirit energy.
Right.
And I had my visitations from my cousin, my grandfather when they passed, whatever. Even though it was like smacking me in the face, like, here are your signs. I kept saying, wait, I need more signs. What kind of sign is that?
Totally.
And they were massive signs. So as a New Yorker, my only wish for other Americans is pull back the skepticism just a little bit, and it'll save you like at least 5 years or 10 years of your journey.
Yeah.
Like it did for me. If I had somebody say that to me, or if I had somebody's spirit guide speak to me in trance and say to me, just pull it back a little bit, I would have probably been on this journey 10 years even earlier.
Right. And yeah, no, well, and I hear you loud and clear, but we both know that everything happens when it's supposed to.
That's exactly. I know. Spiritually, yeah, that's your answer. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish I could have did it sooner, but
Exactly.
it was meant to happen now. Well,
Exactly.
I think what's great right now is that people are definitely opening up more to what you do, because what you do is difficult for a lot of people to understand. But I think that people are opening up to it, and I also think that it's happening to a lot more people, right? People are suddenly having these experiences and then exploring it and learning about it. And then in turn, the people that are close to them are like learning about it and kind of like, oh, what is this? This is something new. This is real. They're not coming into it as a skeptic because they're witnessing it happening to somebody, or they know somebody, right? Like, I think a lot of people know people who are like, oh, come check out this psychic with me, or come check out this meditation class with me. And it's growing. People are finally able to have their own experiences, and I think that's what it's about. And I'm just kind of thinking out loud as I'm talking to you, but everybody experiences things different. So especially like meditation, something as basic as that, when you mention it to someone, hey, did you ever meditate? Oh, I can't do that, I can't meditate. But it's most likely because of these expectations of, well, how do you meditate, right? And I don't think enough people know, like, there's not just one way to do it. Like, you do it the way it works for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You figure it out by exploring it, and you figure out your own meditation method.
It's funny because even my own spiritual journey, it was always me. Let me go see this medium. That one I heard is really good. Let me watch this one on Zoom or YouTube. It's always externally looking around. Even when I was learning about evidential mediumship, all these tutors I was going to, these mentors, these classes, it was all about this external focus. Like they're in your room or they're somewhere around here, and using your class to connect with them. And that just causes more blocks, more delays, because there is no external avenue. It's within you. This is your auric field. This is your soul. Because you're a soul first, in that energy of field of your soul is where all spirit connection exists, because technically you've never left the spirit realm.
Right.
But we see it as a separation. We left, took our suitcase, came to Earth, lived the human experience. We have to die to go back, and this whole space, this gap. That's where all your lessons are. But no, you're always connected.
Mm-hmm.
So when people start noticing that it's subtle, but it's very powerful. It's like your breath is subtle, but it's powerful.
Right,
The air
right.
you breathe is subtle, but it's powerful. Everything is subtle. But when you're daydreaming, or when you're about to go to sleep, or when you're just lost in thought, you're connecting to spirit and not even realizing it.
Right.
And especially in trance. That's what I wrote about in my second book. Trance is all about understanding that everybody, every single human being alive enters trance because they go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the same concept. Your conscious mind is resting and your subconscious is becoming active. That's trance.
Yeah, totally. So that you just made me think of an interesting question. So when I was in Costa Rica, I had experienced it from the outside, right? I had documented Hardy, who was the guy who was one of the facilitators, does breath work, pranic breath work. And I had seen it, and pretty intensely from a witness point of view, but I had never experienced it. And I experienced it. We did it like 2 nights in a row, and both nights were extremely incredible experiences for me. Like I literally, I felt like I was outside of my body, kind of witnessing what was going on, and I was also feeling I was inside of my body. And it was a circular breathing technique. So you're just without a pause, you're just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And I found that once I passed a certain point, and it was really only a few minutes, but once I passed a certain point, my body just knew what to do automatically. Like I was just automatically in that cycle. I didn't have to think about it anymore. It was just happening. But because I was intentionally aware of it, it became this really intense experience about how is it affecting me physiologically. My hands were numb and my body was tingling, and I felt somebody was pushing on my cheeks, like there was some, like not an entity, but an energy, there that was not physical, because there was nobody there and there was nothing there, but I felt it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
And the breath is key. So here's 2 different examples, right? I believe that my soul was in my body. I always believe this. And then when you die, like even in Hollywood movies, the soul just kind of lifts out of the body and goes to in a silhouette of your physical form and goes to heaven. I always believe that, because why wouldn't I? That's what I was told in movies, and people talked about it, you read about it. That was always my concept, right? But the breath, I never focused on the breath at all. It was just part of being a human. This is what limited my belief and my understanding, or my interest in spirit. Now, let's change the whole view, right? And let's just say that your body comes out of the womb just into this world with brain activity and heart activity, but no breath in the lung, only liquid. No breath. And when that body is formed and out in the world, when the doctor's like Simba and holds the baby up, like the Lion King,
Right.
your higher self attaches your essence, a portion of the higher self, to the physical body on the outside, right? And the breath is the anchor into the body.
Yeah.
If you look at the Greek Orthodox and other icons, they have this halo around Jesus' head. That's the auric field. That's the essence. Right? So even those who are spiritually aligned understand, okay, yeah, there's an auric field. They always say, 8 inches above your head, above your body, or there's 7 layers, and all this stuff that they're teaching. But this also limits the belief. This is the access point to the spirit realm. So what if your soul, your essence, your auric field spans 10 city blocks at the starting point, right? The same way like air is expanded, you don't see it. You don't see your auric field. It's that wide.
Sure.
When you're breathing, if that's the anchor into the physical form, when you're breathing and you're focusing on the breath and you're calming the mind and you're kind of like revamping this energetic field, you feel all of this pressure, all of this energetic harmony, this beautiful alignment of souls, all of it. So your mind is only used to the first layer of the auric field, not even identifying what it is.
Right.
That's your energy. Now, when it's all pressure in there, all this beautiful blending. That first layer creates the pressure of the face that you were saying is it's not physical, but it's because it's happening within this field, this energetic field of yours.
Mm-hmm.
But the body processes it differently. Oh, there's a pressure on my face. Oh, there's a hot, cold sensation.
Right.
And that's why people freak out. I don't know what this is, but God, it doesn't feel normal. It's paranormal. I'm going to go, because the mind is always processing differently.
Right.
But this is what you're born with. And when we
Sure.
start shifting the awareness and we start feeling it,
Sure.
it makes sense why you're feeling the pressure. Because now those auric layers, your awareness is expanding to the second one, the third one, the fourth one. And that's how you awaken as a human.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like, how can I put this? Well, you know what? Let me back up a little bit, because there was also a part of, it's all energy, right? And we've talked about this and the soul and the breath, but there was a part of it where there was release, right? Release of things that had been trapped in my body, where I started to tremble, like as if sometimes, like, when you're getting sick and you're wrapped in the blanket and you're still cold and you get up and your body starts to tremble uncontrollably. You can't, that was happening. And I knew what I wanted to say was, I knew that what was going on was good, right? Like, I knew, even though it felt odd and I felt this pressure, I wasn't scared. I felt like safe. Right. I felt like I knew it was good. It was love. It was, it was pure. For me, it was amazing. It was just an amazing experience.
And a lot of people would have freaked out, opened their eyes, and ran out of the room.
Right, exactly.
Because again, this is how the mind processes, based on the conditioning of what you've learned in your life.
Right.
Poltergeist and all these scary movies. Oh my God, be frightful of it. But understand that, again, the mind is only aware of that first layer of the auric field, that your everyday personality, your everyday energetic feeling, your everyday impulse. When that expansion happens and all the spirit team is merging and what have you, the body is reacting, because again, it's sensing another layer of the auric field. The shakes, the fear, it's all connected to how the mind reacts, the ego causing this interpretation of fear, and the body reacts to it. Also, on the flip side of it, the energetic experience explanation is that this is a much higher vibrational frequency within this auric field, within this expansion of energy. Your body is used to a certain lower level of energy in the third dimensional realm. So this is like a counterbalance, a counterattack of energy, of grace. It's just it's not happening. And that's why we shake. That's why we have these heart palpitations, because the body is expressing concern, like we're being attacked by invaders.
Yeah.
Well, that's your soul. Hey, Patrick.
Karina says, I will always remember that too, plus twitching. And I agree. I knew it was exactly what I needed. Yeah, there's certainly an energetic feeling of comfort and like knowing, like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I know it's supposed to be what's going on. And it's funny that you mentioned the word grace. You said something about grace, right? As Grace Grella came on.
And that inner knowing that we say, I just knew it was right. I was going to go with that. I trusted my gut, my intuition, my inner feeling. This is the part that a lot of people that I speak to all the time, they trust that they receive this inner knowing, but they don't know where they got it from. And I said to them, that's your higher self.
Yeah.
That's your connection to the spirit realm. That's the one that's always guiding you. That's what you listen to.
That's it. Yeah. If only we were taught these things. If only we weren't separated from these things. It's like they keep us from the most simple truths that are like,
after this journey is over, my books are going to be taught in fifth grade. In elementary school.
I love it. I love that. Niko. That's amazing. That's amazing. I definitely think things are changing. People are starting to accept energy and things that we don't really understand as real, and as just as important as the things that we do understand. And even without getting into negative conspiracy kind of stuff, but like things that we've been told that maybe are misguiding, us from even looking in the mirror deeply, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So look in the mirror deeply, everybody, and just know that you are divine. You have everything you need inside of you, and the deeper that you look and the more you let go and trust, the clearer it will become of what that is, I think.
And we also that's the more I wrote that in my first book. That's when you receive your control again,
Mhm.
rather than being controlled by religious institutions and governmental agencies by instilling fear that this is dangerous, this is not good, don't do this, you might get possessed, you might never come back.
Right,
That's ridiculous.
right,
We all have the ability to connect. We all are soul essence, and that's why people are always structured. Okay, I believed in this. I went to church. I went to school. They told me this. I have to stay with this. This is what the truth is. Why is it the truth? Because they've been teaching it for centuries. Who said? What's inside of you? That's the truth.
right. And Vivian says, why is that so hard to learn? I agree, and I think that's the audience that's here, like, agrees. That's why we're here. We all know the simple truths, right? And how easy it is. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys take those first 3 breaths with me, but I know for me, I only just started doing that in the last couple of months. And I know for me it really makes a difference. It's like a very intentional moment, and it's like setting myself up. I don't know. It's just, I think, something that I learned when I went on this retreat. There was the gentleman who married me, who officiated my wedding. He was spending time. He studied Sanskrit, right? So he was spending time. We're just sitting in a meditation pose with a book in his hand, and he's just reading the book, and it reminded me of my grandfather, who was very, very Orthodox Jewish, and would always have a prayer book, and he'd be mumbling and reading the prayer book and kind of going back and forth. And I never understood it. And I understood it when I was watching Davy Joe. He's the guy who was on the retreat. When I watched him doing it, and I just kind of, I guess it was just the years, right? The wisdom of, oh, now I get it. It's all about intention. It was his intention to connect with his higher power, through that, right? In that moment, that was the method he was using to do it. Some people do to use tarot cards or have other spiritual practices that basically connect them to that feeling, right? That knowing that they are divine, and that they're controlling and creating their reality, like I said. Yeah.
And even for Vivian's question, why is that so hard to learn? Because that's why fear was instilled.
Mm-hmm.
So they can gain control, and for you to fear unlearning what has been learned.
Right.
You're going to be the only one going against it. The illusionary truth effect. If 1,000 people say it's true, you believe it's true because they said it.
Yeah.
Nobody goes out to find it for themselves. They're all sheep.
Yeah.
We're not for followers, not leaders, and that's the majority of this world. That's why it's continuing, and that's why they instilled it in the first place. They knew exactly what would happen. That's why it's difficult.
Exactly. All we could do is be the change, Niko.
That's exactly right.
Just be it. So I'm excited. Karina says, luckily, my parents plus grandmother shared their interactions with others who had passed. So it was always open in my family talks. Blessed our family was open about how the veil is so thin and our ancestors are always with us. I'm hearing so many more stories about that. Whereas, when I first started this kind of show, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, growing up, you couldn't talk about this stuff and everything. But now I'm hearing stories of people who are like, oh yeah, I've been around this, since I'm 5 years old. And that's how they opened, you know what I mean? They became open just from being around it. Yes, that's true.
And that echoes earlier what we said, that even the chaos of the world around you, where your family and friends, neighbors, students, and whatever, they're against your belief. Her parents and grandparents stayed in their truth. They kept their light bright. They continue saying it, and now the generations are believing it. That's what we have to all do. And that's also very difficult, because if you believe something and all your friends and your family don't, if you speak it, you're going to become the outcast. They're going to shun you away. People that you love, your whole life you knew them, they're going to turn around and turn their back on you. And this is where a lot of spiritual people that I'm aware of, they keep it quiet. They won't share their Facebook page. And I'm guilty of that. I had my Facebook page, Niko Medium. for 2-3 years before I even allowed it to go public, because I knew when I did that, my family and friends would find out. And then there was a lot of backlash with that. But it took me 2-3 years to finally understand, hey, the bravery is in speaking my truth, not in hiding. And that's what we have to do.
Yep, and I give you a lot of kudos for that, because especially with what you're doing, you know what I mean? It's even, you know, I mean, I guess some people view like tarot and stuff even that way. They're like, oh, that's weird, but the next level of trance mediumship, you know, that's like people like, oh my God, they don't even get it. But again, I love it, and we've talked about this. I love being around the energetic exchange. I love being around people who authentically have kind of found their own unique connection with their own higher power and their own way to express it. And that's what Noah is, really, you know, for you. I think Noah is for people who are just haven't seen Niko before. Noah is not the biblical Noah, but Noah is a collective of ascended masters, ascended energy that is here to help us with messages and with love. And how are you feeling? Are you ready to?
I am ready. Just to give them a little a glimpse into what this is. We mentioned earlier about the breath being the anchor from your soul to your physical body. That breath is your essence. It is your soul. It is your power. It is your identity. That breath is also how I speak, but behind the vocal cords, that's still my essence. When it comes through the vocal cords, it makes speech, sound, resonance, language that you all hear. What trance is that in that energetic field I mentioned earlier, the auric field, your energetic space, my spirit team is there, and those that collective that make up my spirit team, a portion of them, they blend their essence with mine so beautifully, fine-tuned, like an orchestra. It's gorgeous. It feels incredible.
Yeah.
And though I feel them all over and within and everywhere, it's just incredible. They have to keep the alignment perfect to my higher self, right? So my existence here, when I say the higher self attaches your soul to this body, that alignment has to be in perfect unison. So even though one group speaks, another group is harmonizing, making sure that, you know, my breath stays steady and this harmony is beautiful and it's perfect.
I love that description of it. Yeah, that's awesome.
As they connect with the breath, when it comes out of my vocal cords, it's still my breath, but it's merged with theirs. That's what changes. Now, a lot of trance mediums, they understand this, but they keep their brain very much involved because their nerves are fully letting go. You don't let go of the body or your breath. It's impossible because you'd be dead.
Right.
You let go of the mind and the ego's need for control. And that's how it sounds different than me. They don't have a New York accent. If my mind stayed very much, you know, worried about my body, it would sound differently.
Yeah.
Because exactly, energy, frequency, vibration, that's exactly right. It's the resonance of their energetic field.
It's interesting what you're saying, because on Tuesday we were talking about something about frequency and about sound, and you know that phenomenon that happens when you're at like a baseball game and two people are whistling, you know, that with their fingers, and then you hear this weird like frequency over it that's like that's what I feel like you're kind of describing, right? Like that's kind of like the overlay of the frequencies are creating this different harmonic kind of a new thing, right? A new thing that's like the combination. I love it.
And that comes out of your breath.
It's amazing.
So if that change comes out of my breath when they speak, right? Imagine what happens in this energetic field of the aura.
Right.
It's incredible. It's mind-blowing. It's totally limitless.
It's amazing. Before we get into it, I just want to acknowledge Vivian saying, I teach medical students and physicians about the power of prayer and energy healing, but often feel alone because they take me less seriously. Well, I'm going to say fight the power and not fight the power, but that's not the right term. What's the word? More power to you is what I'm going to say, because just that's what you're doing. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm sure that there are people who come up to you, even though maybe the overall response may seem like you're not being taken seriously, I'm sure that people do come up to you and want to know more, because there's definitely a crossover between physiology and energy, and our physical being and our energetic being. So Vivian, please do sending love to Vivian. Yes.
It's also that's what we said earlier, that even if they take her less seriously and she feels probably unworthy or not meeting her potential, but even them taking you less seriously, you planted the seeds.
That's right.
And sometimes that's what we could do. It's still
That's
about
right.
individual journey and trusting that spirit knows who's going to come in the line on your journey, and that's just to plant the seeds for them that'll sprout later on in life. You can't change everybody now.
Exactly right. I totally agree with that. Public Enemy used to say "fight the power." Angelo says, "Yes, that I didn't mean fight the power. I just meant more power to you."
May the force be with you, is what you meant to say.
May the force be with you. Awesome. All right, so let's bring Noah on, and if anybody's got any questions or anything that they want to say, but I'm sure Noah's gonna introduce himself and all of that stuff.
So I'm going to just give them a little brief walkthrough of what's happening, so you can all understand that as each of us are a soul essence, we all have the exact same ability to be a trance medium. It's all this is. Again, I work on my breathing. I just focus on my breath. Now, I've already offered my gratitude. I like to just, internally offer my gratitude to the source, the creator, my spirit team, and then I kind of go to my higher self. And with the spirit team, I invite them to come closer. I honor them. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I trust and I surrender. And I've already felt them the whole time, so I know they're here. And normally what you'll get is you get a calling card, maybe a tapping on the head or a pressure hit. I'm like I said about pressure on the face. Again, the beauty about this that I've come to understand is the more all of us focus on this energetic connection, blending of spirit, it's going to always come from the same area near it. Mine is always the left side. My arm, my face, just my left side here, this presence. Somebody might get in the front, above, the back, whatever. I've come to understand. I get on my left side here. This was my initial entry point to the body, a touchdown pad. This is where my higher self brought in my soul to my body, and that's where I landed. It's the touch pad right here. So all my spiritual connection, they always come through the same portal, which is fascinating. So I know that, but that's since they all come here, how do you differentiate when their energy lands around the body, around the closest part that people become aware that there's presence near you? They'll bring different sensations to my body. But now I'm past that, so I just feel them in the field. But I still feel them closer, but I don't let it come that far. I catch them a lot earlier on. And then I relax. And now for me as a medium, I set the stage, if you want to say that. I prepare the field with my breathing. My mind is out of the way. I know they're ready. I know I can feel my breath. You can even start hearing it start changing. I could feel it. I sense it. They're ready to go. So now as a human, I turn all my attention to my higher self. And this is where I offer my humility, my gratitude, because I know that my higher self is the one who's going to take my awareness even further past this field that they're speaking to you. So I get a different journey and my mind stays out of the picture. And this is where I start feeling very, very tired. And this is where my awareness starts to shift. I can feel a lot of energy. And when it's this powerful, most certainly you're going to feel it as well. Michael, you're already feeling it. Greetings to you, my dear one. It is an honor, my dear, a true honor to be offered this opportunity once more, my dear one. We are grateful.
Welcome. It's good to be with you again.
The ability, my dear, to feel essence, this energetic exchange, if you will, which is occurring with our essence and yours, is how you are experiencing our presence, our humbled gratitude, my dear. And through this energetic, harmonic relationship, we are anchoring the field, if you will, where all who listen shall also experience that which you are experiencing currently, my dear. So there is much honor and gratitude bestowed upon you, my dear one.
Mm.
We offer our gratitude as well to all who are listening and to those who shall listen at a later date. Your mere presence, either through intrigue, love, appreciation, or gratitude, is also honored and revered, as we are well aware of the difficulties you perceive you face through your human existence, my dear ones. So notice your bravery. Notice your trust in self. Develop far beyond your recollection at this time. Do not set expectations. Do not force. Do not reach externally. Merely remain humbled and patient, as each awakening period, if you will, is uniquely tailored to suit their own physical experience, my dear ones. Be content, be grateful, for each of you are truly worthy and are appreciated. My dear one, much has transpired for you, even more since last we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
You are recognizing the energetic frequencies, my dear one, of those essences who are assisting you along your journey. I believe it is time now to begin to focus in order to remember who these essences are and allow them to continue to guide you through your awareness to remember your purpose within this physical incarnation, my dear. And this, I'm noticing, is where there was a slight hesitation. I assure you, the ones who are assisting you are quite powerful and loving. And the bond through love, your essence possesses with heirs, is quite ancient, my dear one. Enjoy this remembrance. This truly will catapult you to another level of awareness. Is that clear, my dear?
Absolutely. I feel it. I definitely feel what you're saying. And that is totally matched my experience.
Indeed, my dear. Recognize the love. How even when one in your realm loves another, is it truly effortless? Or is there concern? Even as a child loves the parent, there is concern that love they receive may cease. This continues throughout one's physical journey, always questioning if that love they are receiving will last the entire duration of the journey. And yet, the only true unconditional love which lasts throughout this physical incarnation and beyond is the love those essences possess for you, as they have always been guiding, teaching, encouraging, removing pain, replacing with love. Truly unconditional love, my dear. Open to receive this without doubt, without worries, and without skepticism. And you shall remember unconditional love. Is that clear, my dear?
Absolutely. You're speaking my life, it seems, Noah. It's exactly what it feels like.
Indeed, my dear. For even as you are experiencing this loving embrace, if you will, as our essence has drawn near, it is not possible for you to experience it without the assistance of the essences assisting you.
Hmm.
So they are receiving our love. They are harmonizing, including their own, in order for you to receive it at the level you are meant to receive it at this precise time of your journey, my dear. But I assure you, what you receive, that you are experiencing, is but a fraction of the love being sent, the love merged, and the love embracing you always. The more one aligns upon their journey, the more one trusts, the more one remembers their own essence and believes that love is magnified tenfold each time they return their remembrance to their essence.
Hmm.
Indeed, my dear. What is it, my dear? You are mulling over.
I'm I'm really just enjoying all of the validation I'm receiving about the journey, the human journey. I feel like there's been a lot of struggle up until this point, and I think that a lot of the realizations and a lot of the work that I've done has started to really come to fruition in allowing me to create my own reality and experience life as beautiful and abundant and not a struggle.
Dear, I welcome you to recognize these struggles you make mention of. These were occurring due to your resistance essence. Notice how, when you are experiencing these struggles, you are not as accepting as you are now.
Mm-hmm.
And notice as when you began to accept, and you began to follow your intrigue and explore deeper, invite others to speak of what they have learned,
Mm-hmm.
recognize the ability to sense and feel the essence of others. Notice also as your struggles have lessened. It runs parallel, my dear. An essence is not meant to experience struggles the entire duration. It is intentional to forget the essence upon entering the physical reality, but it is not meant to be sustained throughout. So when those in your realm continue to struggle as if patterns are occurring, it is because they are still restricting, resisting, skeptical, fearful, worried. This allows them to become even deeper, rooted within the human experience. There are no struggles, my dear, as there is no pain and no fear. This occurs when one resists their essence. And it's not only a matter of you recognizing your ability to receive, to honor, to appreciate, to trust, which has lessened your perception of struggles. It is also your remembrance when you did experience these struggles in order to speak of it to those who listen through your platform.
Mm-hmm.
Not preach them, but assist them in your humbled way. Remain vulnerable, open, loving, and allow that wisdom to shine through your past painful memories as well as your luminous, humbling experiences now with essence. Follow the journey, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a coincidence you have created these platforms. It is what is spoken and which version of you speaks them, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
What matters most.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Mm. Indeed, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
Are there perhaps topics or other questions those who are listening are seeking clarity on at this time, my dear?
Yeah, that's great. Let me pose that question to anybody out there. If anybody feels drawn to, you know, something that they've been thinking about, they need to know something, they want to feel something. Now's a great moment to share it and beyond through across realms and get the ultimate wisdom about any situation that you're doing. I'll wait for some people to respond, but as you were speaking, my question would be, if you had any advice for somebody who was struggling to just let go and believe.
Indeed, my dear. Your wording of ultimate wisdom is precisely why many struggle in your realm. We are not separate. We are not wiser. We are not even more powerful. The difference is that we are not afraid.
Mm,
We are not rooted within this human experience. We have not forgotten. our essence nor our connection. When each of you begin transforming into remembrance, recognize that you already possess these answers, my dear ones. Throughout your physical journey, how many moments did each of you experience this newfound knowledge within your thoughts? You paused, you contemplated, and wondered where this new thinking or this information arrived from, since you did not recall learning it through your education. Understand that each essence attaches and enters this physical realm with the intention of forgetting this veil often spoke of in your realm. But no essence is able to enter a physical reality without the proper remembrance attached to their form. Within this energetic frequency, the multi-layered resonance, the field, the space in which we are able to communicate to those in your realm.
Mm.
Each one has stored memory cells, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
informational cells, if you will, portions of remembrance scattered throughout this field. They remain dormant as the intention is this forgetfulness to occur. But slowly, when one begins to lower the defensive shields, if you will, their resistance, their lack of trust, their fear, these dormant cells become reactivated. This is how one remembers, my dear.
Mm.
This is how one returns.
Mm-hmm.
And the more one remains aligned, the more they activate. The less they fear, the less they struggle.
Mm.
Those essences assisting you, loved ones whose physical journey has ceased, your highest essence, all are collaborating to assist with the reactivation of the earlier stages in order to assist through grief, through pain, through fear. And yet, the journey consists of the ability for you to choose. Do you prefer to awaken? Or do you prefer to struggle?
Mm-hmm.
This is the journey. Each unique essence experiencing their own unique journey, and each afforded the ability to focus or ignore it. So your question, my dear one, how can we assist those who are struggling? Is to recognize that as you, as an essence, possess the ability to choose to remember or not, so too are you offered the exact same ability to choose if you prefer to struggle or not.
Mm-hmm.
It is one and the same, my dear one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally crystal clear. Noah, there are some questions here, and I think I even know some of the answers here, just which is great. So Eveline is asking, I used to be able to allow myself to go into trance. How can I do my own trance healing? And when I seemingly fall asleep, is that me getting out of the way?
My dear, this healing you mentioned, you are receiving it. Each time you allow your awareness to return to your essence within this energetic field, my dear, the frequency is at such a high level. The love, the connection to our realm, to source, is constantly present, my dear. Through your awareness, you are raising your own vibrational frequency of the physical form, my dear, and receiving this healing. It is also the same exact method, my dear, that you are able to bring forth that higher vibrational love to heal those in your realm. But trust, my dear, it is not the matter of projecting this healing, as you say. It is the willingness to accept and want to be healed and want to elevate their awareness, elevate their vibrational frequency. It is the willingness that matters, my dear, not the format, if you will. And if you, my dear, are able to recognize the connection within this energetic space, my dear, recognize the vibrational enhancement of one's breath, my dear, with this form of communication, one does not lose the ability, my dear. It is your essence, my dear, who is the collaborator. It is not your mind. Your mind is the distraction. Your mind believes that it has lost an ability. The mind believes that it must find other resources, other mentors, other solutions to rekindle this connection, my dear. But it is not your mind nor your physical presence, my dear, which is collaborating with this modality or any others. It is your essence. Really relax the mind, my dear. Sit within your silence. Listen to your breath. And remember the passage home. It is always brightly lit, my dear. It has never dimmed. Even through your most difficult moments within physical form. A reminder to all listening, the pathway to your essence, the pathway to your remembrance is always brightly lit. You are always being guided to it. You are the one who creates this illusion that it is dim. You are the ones who believe that they cannot find their way home. You are the ones separating, detaching, and fearing. And this is where this healing, my dear, becomes quite relevant, as it is love.
Mm-hmm.
If each of you remember you are loved by our realm eternally, how can you also believe you are alone on this physical journey? I thank you, my dear one.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I've got one more question before we kind of sign off or start to wind down, and this is the one I said I think I know the answer to. Vivian says, how do we send appreciation to you, Noah, and Michael Zinn, and Jennifer Rose, and all of the participants in this community? Are my prayers each day heard of each of your spiritual teams, even if I don't know everyone's names? And I'm going to just answer before Noah answers, and then we'll get Noah's take. But I believe you just did exactly what you asked. My philosophy is don't ask the question, but be the question. And it's the same thing for the answer. Don't look for the answer, but be the answer. And just by thinking that and wondering how to send appreciation, you've sent appreciation just by conjuring that in your thoughts, and it is felt and much appreciated by me and Noah, and I'm sure everybody on the Sacred Spiral Network. But Noah, what do you think about that? Someone who wants some validation of appreciation being sent, or how does somebody send appreciation?
Yes, my dear. As per your response, my dear, this is a loving response and an honorable one. To respond to this question, my dear, I offer to the one who posed it, honor thyself. If each of you honor your essence, honor your journey, honor your awareness, regardless of at which level it is during this particular portion of your journey. By honoring yourselves, you are honoring us. By remembering, you are activating, you are bringing our essence even nearer to your realm. By opening your hearts, regardless of the situation you are facing, this is true remembrance. This is when we honor you. This is where you stand strong with your belief, with your purpose, with your identity. This is how you align our realm with yours. So though appreciated, my dear one, that you are contemplating offering us your gratitude, offer the same gratitude and honor to yourself first. This is the beginning of what is to unfold, my dear. I thank you, my dear one.
I love that. I love the last words you said. This is the beginning of what's about to unfold. Such infinite wisdom in those words. Noah, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you spending time with me and being here on this broadcast and this platform. It's truly an honor to spend time with you and to be a part of your wisdom. So I just wanted to thank you and express my gratitude.
Much appreciated, my dear one. The wisdom is a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning has only begun for us, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, we greatly honor you and are humbled for your generosity, your patience, and for your willingness to continue the journey alongside of us, my dear one. And we thank you.
Awesome.
So now as I'm coming back, I feel as if I'm a helicopter landing in wind. I know I'm coming closer. It's just that I have to wait for the wind to ease up enough so I could land. You see, cool. I feel like cool. This. Yeah, right? It's cool, right? I saw that visual one time. I stayed with it. It's exactly how I feel. And I feel like it's now to slow down and I offer my gratitude, and I feel this rush, like a big bear hug of spirit energy. And then I just slowly come back, and then I ask them, "Why did I come back?"
I didn't know I wanted to stay. You know,
Yeah.
I hear that a lot, and I certainly couldn't understand that. But you know what? I think it always comes back to, you know, we are here for a reason. We are experiencing this three-dimensional moment or whatever it might be, you know, for a reason. It's all a part of the bigger picture, you
Yeah,
know.
of course. That's
Everything.
what we're here for.
So thank you so much. That was amazing. Vivian says, "What an amazing session today." Yes,
Thank
totally
you,
awesome.
Vivian.
It was awesome to get Noah, and just kind of naturally
Yeah.
experience that also. So that
You know,
was great.
that what you just said makes so much sense, Michael. Notice how many people that have awakened or are focusing on the spiritual path or speak spirituality, they try to bring in the core meaning of love and unity, whatever. There's a flip side to them, and they're still reacting with ego. They still have ulterior motives. They're still looking for fame and fortune. I believe that the way we really understand our purpose and our path is that exactly that. When you're coming back from connecting with spirit, you don't want to come back. You come back out of honor to them that you're here to serve a purpose for them.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
when we don't feel that, then that's where the mind, the ego, the need of the humanness comes into play.
No.
And I think that should be a great barometer for everyone. It's like when you really feel that loving connection and you just get a taste again of what it's like back in the spirit realm, in home, whatever you want to refer to it as, and it is difficult to come back. That's where you really honor yourself,
Yeah.
your
The journey.
team,
The
your higher
journey.
self, the
Everything. Yeah.
journey, and
Absolutely.
everyone else on this planet.
Yeah, absolutely. The collective. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes back to what I said to you earlier, right? About
Right.
you know, the term like being in service is really just, you know, living in a collective and being a part of a
Yes.
collective, being an accountable, integral part of a collective. You know, if somebody in the collective needs help, you help them. If you need
Absolutely.
help, somebody helps you. How much better could it be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all here. We're all here to walk each other home.
Yeah.
And again, Niko, I'm looking forward to the future, working with you some more.
Me too.
And you know, as that develops, we'll let people know where they can tune in to whatever we're doing. You know?
I said this to a friend that if you just stop judging everybody and passing judgment, or seeing them as different, you'll live a better life. And they're like, "Well, how do I do that if they're doing it to me?" And I'm like, "Don't view them as a human. View them as a soul as you are, and understand that
Right.
they're having their difficulties, and
Absolutely.
forgive them. You don't have to engage with them and kick them while they're down. Just see them as a soul."
You know what? And I got to tell you, for me, it was just once I came to the realization that I was seeing everybody, I was seeing people as a reflection of myself. It became so beautiful. It just
That's
became
exactly
so
right.
beautiful, and like life just really, there's such a light to it. There's not a darkness to it,
Yes.
and
Right.
you know, and that's amazing. And that's, folks, that's the message of the live stream of
Yes.
consciousness. That's really, you know, plug in, rise up, raise the vibration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be a part of it. Be a participant of making this a better place, and you know, and then it will
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And then it will be, you know what I mean? And I always say it already is, because
Yeah.
that's the reality that I create, and that's what I want to see. But I really do, I want to let everybody in the audience know, your energy is absolutely felt. It's why I come back every week. It's why I bring back guests. It's why guests, you know, ask me to be on the show. It's why there's this energy surrounding it, because it's real, it's based on love, and thank you guys for always being here. And Niko, thank you for staying up till now. What's 5 a.m. In your
5:20. Thank you very much.
5:20. Awesome. You're the
but
best.
You see, your light reflects. That's why I like you. I think you're a cool guy, and your light reflects, and that's the light you bring into this audience, and that's a beautiful journey you're on, and that's great. Good for you, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So on Tuesday on Holding Space, I've got Lynn Junot, who is doing a kaleidoscope of the soul, which is her show on Sacred Spiral Network. So we'll be talking to her, and hopefully Thursday I will have the group from Costa Rica, a little group discussion about, you know, what everybody experienced and what it meant to them. That's what I've been trying to arrange. And Niko, we will definitely be having you back. So I'm not even gonna put you in the green room. I'm just gonna sign off for the night and say goodnight to everybody. Have a great night, and
Thank
you
you.
Get some sleep, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks
All
everybody
right.
for listening.
Peace, everybody. Bye.
Take care.
This is the theme song for the live stream of consciousness. You gotta ask yourself whether reality is a dream or you are dreaming.